Good morning and welcome to my channel. My name is Shoshana and I help give guidance through the spiritual awakening and life-changing events. And I want to talk about staying in your own lane and protecting your energy during these times of change. The energy on the planet is so intense right now, and everything is moving so fast. It's like we're in this whirlwind of energy. And it is very easy to be drawn into the story of the consensus or into the story or wounds of others. So it's very important now to pay attention to what you are feeling, your emotions, and being able to bring them back to your own center and not allow your consciousness to be hijacked. I want to talk a little bit about the energies now on the planet. I can feel that everything is moving really quickly, and what happens when the energy is moving so quickly is that we are not only triggered, but we are also stimulated. It means everything seems to be coming at us and we seem to be moving really quickly, which creates a lot of stimulation in our lives and a lot of choices and a lot of what can be perceived as chaos if we start allowing the outside to rule over what is happening inside, then we will feel that we are pulled in many, many different directions. Our focus is being trying to be hijacked. And wherever we put our focus is where our life power goes. It's where our energy goes. The only moment that is in existence is the current moment. And whatever you are choosing, and I chose the word choosing on purpose, whatever you are choosing to put your focus on is where your life force energy in that moment is going. And the only moment that your life is happening is in the current moment, in each current moment. And the more that you put your focus, it's like having a camera. And wherever you're pointing the camera is what is receiving the limelight of your life right now. And because everything outside is so chaotic and so many things are happening, and the volume is turned up so loud, especially in a lot of the chaotic areas, that the volume of the old world, fear-based, low vibrational things that are going on around the world right now, the volume is turned completely up because the energy now, it seems like the energy levels now are so high. You can almost hear, well, I can hear a ringing when it's quiet at night. You'll notice that there's a ringing, and a ringing inside your mind. Even you can hear it because the energy levels, it's like the volume has been turned so far up. And in order for us to remain, first of all, remain calm, second of all, to take the control back, to have control over our focus, it means remain a solid pillar of strength and in our own choosing, right? Without letting the outside world pull us here and then pull us here and then we're pulled here. And it creates this hectic, you can start feeling like this tenseness or this like internal shaking rising. So every time that you feel that, and it also creates chaos in your mind because you feel like you are losing, not only losing control, but that you are like, it's almost like a fogginess or a confusion, an internal confusion. Well, where do I put my focus? Is everything collapsing? All those old fear-based emotions are coming up, and that is the purpose. It's the purpose of the chaos. The chaos has been created knowingly or unknowingly to control your consciousness, to keep you in that illusion that you are not free, in that illusion of the overall consensus, under that umbrella or the glass ceiling that you belong to, and forces you kind of to choose sides, this side or that side. And wherever you put your focus is what is expanding in your life. So if you keep watching the news and keep watching all of the chaos, and you keep your focus on it, you are keeping it alive. You are giving it your life power. Not only are you giving it your life power, you're putting your life power in something that doesn't make you feel good, in something that makes you feel afraid, something that makes you feel small, something that makes you feel lost, something that is not for your expansion and for your growth. Because the fear is absence of life. It is the opposite of love. Love is pure expansion, and fear is the opposite of that. It is the void. So you are giving your life power into something that is making you smaller and allowing your consciousness to be controlled. And because the energy levels are the volume is so turned up on the energy now, this is an extreme opportunity for expansion. For if you can, in all of this noise, external noise, and everything that is happening around the world now, take control of your consciousness. This is an opportunity to quantum jump. This is an opportunity to know your own power, to know what you are made of. If you can keep that place of solitude and take your focus and put it on things of expansion, you can use these energetic flows for your expansion, for the expansion of all. If you take your focus away from the fear-based chaotic energy, and you bring it and you put it towards something that is of expansion, that is growing, something of beauty, a good word, a kindness, goodness, truth, then you will be giving that your power. And not only will you be giving that your power, you will also know what you are made of. Know that you have the power to control your own consciousness, and that you have the power to. Now, you can't look at a sinking ship without going down with it. When you have it's just like when you're driving. A friend of mine keeps telling me, when you're driving, wherever you're looking, that's where your car is eventually going to go. Or in a play, if in the first setting they show a gun, you know that gun is going to go off in the third setting. There's a purpose for it. So if you're watching it, you are giving it your power, you are giving it your attention, you are giving it your lifelight, you are adding to its power your own personal power. And we know that we are powerful beings. We are beings of creation, and we are adding our power of creation to the power of creation of the consensus. Imagine if there is something happening and everybody at the same time quits looking at it. Whatever it is will lose all of its life power. It will fall out of existence if nobody is giving it their power. So in that way, if you can take your power, not only are you learning what you're made of and taking back control of your own consciousness and your own mind and your own thought, you are also adding your power to something gracious and something good and something that is empowering, and not only empowering the world, but empowering you. And it will make your life go in a direction that you want. Keep your focus on the good. And if you can't, sometimes I know it, sometimes it's difficult to even find when you're lost in a sea of chaos, and especially if you have people around you that are lost in that and adding their power to it and almost like imposing into your energy field that energy, that consensus energy. First of all, it's a test. It's a test, and I don't mean a test like, I know you're being tested, but it's a test for yourself that you can know what you're made of. But also, when you're able to take back your consciousness and take that power back in your life, that is already a quantum leap. It is already, no, I make the decisions in my life. I know where my power is. I am true to myself. I am aligning myself to my highest good, and I'm not allowing my consciousness to be hijacked and taken over into all of these negative games. And you get to create the reality that you choose to look at. So this may be going on over here, but you can put it into the background and make it to where it's not part of your internal, external life. And sometimes the dimensions overlap. So sometimes things that don't belong to your world start pushing and protruding into your energy field. It's almost like they're trying to force you into the game. And if you can keep your attention on what you want, you take back the power in your life. And I made a few notes of this. This is just something that I felt really strongly about bringing this message forward this morning. That, okay, so we're going to have many, many choices because there's so much stimuli now. There's so much stimulation. Everything is moving so quickly that we are going to be presented with many, many choices every day, in every minute almost. And because the volume is turned up on the extreme now, everything is an extreme. A lot of these decisions, it's like the spiral is going really quick. A lot of these decisions will be detrimental. These decisions will be big decisions, not small decisions. Whereas maybe a year ago it would be a super decision once a week or once a month or once a year, life-changing decisions. There can be life-changing decisions now, a few in a day, because the spiraling is happening, because the energy levels are turned up so high, and because everything is happening now so quickly. Everything now is right at that entry point to the new world, the new consciousness. That's why the old world is kicking so hard. It's kicking for its survival. It feels like it's losing control over the masses. So now it's making a lot of noise, a lot of fear-based things going on around the world now, trying to keep control over what is feeling like dispersing, what is feeling like is becoming out of control, because we have connectivity now all over the world, and the people want something. People are waking up, completely waking up to different levels of consciousness, but each one from where they are waking up to the next level, and it's happening quicker and quicker and quicker. And people realize now that there is a different way, that this is all an illusion, and it is a dream. We are dreaming awake, and we dreamed as a whole. We have dreamed this existence into being, and we can simply dream something else. If there are enough of us dreaming a different dream, holding our attention away from that, not giving it our power, not looking at it and pointing at it and saying, oh, that's horrible, that's horrible, that's horrible. Because if we're doing that, we're keeping that alive. Not only are we keeping it alive because we're giving it our power and giving it legitimacy, but we're also keeping those negative emotions alive within ourselves rather than just moving on to the emotions that are more elated and places that, watching the birds chirp, being out in the sun, connecting to the ground, um, nourishing our bodies, and connecting with our surroundings, with our natural surroundings, with nature, creating a purpose, not purposeful, but connecting connections that are meaningful connections, and higher level consciousness. And so watch where we put our focus, because our life energy will go there. So wherever you put your focus, your life energy is going to go there. And I know with a lot of the noise that is happening now, sometimes it's difficult to get out of those low vibrational emotions. So then just put your focus on calmness. Sometimes it's difficult to go from 0 to 100. Straight from those kind of emotions to an elated state. But what you can do is bring yourself into a state of quiet. Bring your focus back through meditation, through music. Our senses are portals. And our senses, every single one of our senses, has the capability of healing us. So through each one of our senses, we can find our elated state. So we can do it through music, we can do it through touch, we can do it through looking at beautiful things, creating art. We can do it through tasting things that make us elated. There's so many different ways, so many different portals into those states. So just find something. All you need is the end of the thread. If you can find an end of a thread, it can lead you into that place of heaven on earth. That's what we always look for. So in the conversations that we do one-on-one, it's always through speech, and it's always, all we have to find is one thread. When we find one thread, we can go into whatever it is that we want to look at. So it's always finding that one thread. The one thread will lead you into the heart. And so opportunities will now present themselves, and you will also be able to create opportunities with those choices, because everything is coming at you so fast now, and you are sifting through yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. And you have to really stay focused on your inner self, not to be drawn into other people's dramas. And because everybody now seems to be going through whatever they're going through, and it is triggering everybody in the places that they need healing. Every single person within ourselves, that these times of stress are going to be triggering the places that they need healing. So you need to really pay attention to your consciousness, not to go into wounds of others. Everybody's wounds are going to be coming to the surface, and the places that they are either being victims in, oh, poor me, poor us, look at this. And you might be tempted to be drawn into other people's stories, or people blaming, getting mad and upset and blaming outwardly. And you don't want to be drawn into that either. And you also don't want to be taking blame onto yourself, taking other people's stories onto yourself. So that's why this is a time of potential for extreme expansion. You need to hold yourself in your own life power, and not give that power away, and not be drawn into the stories of others and into the wounds of others. Especially as an empath, it's very easy to be drawn in, especially if it makes sense and there's a massive consensus of it. And then just bring that quiet back. So I'm going to go ahead and end this here. I hope that this was helpful during these times, and I'm sending you guys so much love and strength. And if you would like to schedule a meeting with me one-on-one, my contact information is below. Also, Organites, and I also have some articles that you can read in my website. So, sending you so much love. Thank you for being here.